Yeah, hi legends. Welcome to another episode of Wavematics weekly forecast for April 3rd to 7th, 2023. And this week is going to be a very wonderful week. If you followed last week's stream, you can see that we had a blast of analysis. Most of our analysis went as planned, and a lot of picks were bad. This week is not going to be exception. We are going to move and faster and touch a lot of pairs. At the same time, too, if you have any pair that you want me to discuss, which is not part of the ones that we've already looked at, let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. And as we usually began, as a family, let me know where you are connecting us from, where you are watching us from. Let me quickly know where you are watching this live stream from, or even if you are watching a replay version of it, let me know where you are watching us from. If today is the first time of encountering me, my name is Peter Pell, and I'm streaming live from Toronto, Canada. And today we are going to have a very interesting pair. I can see Isaac is connecting from Bielsa, Nigeria, and he said he cannot wait. And I'm also going to give you all my best. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. You can leave the question if you have any pairs that you want me to look at or any instruments that you want me to look at. It as we keep along. Keep it coming in the comment section, and I do see all of them. I do see all of them, and I'm going to attend to them in the course of the stream. So let's jump straight into today's analysis. Let's jump straight into today's analysis. And we're going to start, I always do. I'm going to start with the dollar index. And if you have any pairs or if you have any questions, whatever, let me know in the comment section as quickly as possible. And I'm going to do justice today. Today, we are going to move a little faster and at the same time to touch a lot of pairs because it is just a continuation of what we did last week and the updates I kept within the week. So, with the dollar index, last week I did share two scenarios and it has not changed. It has not changed much, and we are still on it. We are still on it. So this is the first scenario we're looking at last week, and we were tracking this particular AC for primary count, and from I think this is what happened the whole of this week. So from last week we were tracking this particular correction that we anticipating a correction, then we are going to continue to the upside. Then it did happen. It did happen last week. So if you have been following me, I always say that whenever you are trading the correction, it's either you get in at a lower time or you can also wait for a breakout of the channel to give you a confirmation that price is really getting out of that particular corrective mood, which we are seeing it happening now. Now we've not had a clear close out of it, and if we've not had a clear close, but looking at the structure that we are seeing now, the pattern that is happening now, we are likely to see that particular structure. So now we have this as an impulsive move. It coincides with the alternative count also. So we have this as an impulsive move. Now this is a correction, so we are anticipating a move to the upside on this particular side. So last week we were tracking this particular one. So if you look at the alternative was very simple. It was similar to this scenario. So if you look at DSY, I'm taking time to explain the DSY to you that you understand how you going to use it to trade the other major pairs. The other major pairs. Okay, Chad is also connecting with us from Botswana. I can see Christian also from Costa Rica in North America. That is great. My brother, how are you doing? And I can also see Bobby also connecting with us. So keep it coming, and we are going to move. So last week, if we look at this particular pair, this was the alternative that we were looking at. The possibility potential for the potential wave four. So if that is the case, we're looking at wave one, two, then irrespective of whether we are looking at the alternative or the primary count, we're still saying that we are going to still get this particular move, then a correction and a breakout for a wave four before we continue to the downside. Now the breakout is happening. So we are going to look at how price reacts when we break this particular top or we hit this particular top to give us a confirmation whether we are going to the upside or there's going to be some reversal signs. There are going to be some reversal signs for us to come down. Though the first scenario, the bullish scenario is my primary count. That is what I'm trading and tracking, but I'm looking at these counts to also manage the trades. So we've also had the breakout from here. We also had the breakout from here. So let's see how it goes. So let's quickly jump into Euro USD. Quickly jump to Euro USD to know how we are going to use it to trade that particular aspect, that particular side. So if today I'm not going to look at more of the daily time frame. I've been doing that. If this is the first time that you want to see more of the daily time frame and others, you can also join us in the legendary trade room at a very huge discount. You can get legendary trade room and get these daily time frame analysis. Get these daily time frame analysis. So any pair about, we have the daily, we have the weekly time frame. So if you come to the trade room, we have all, before even I do live streams, I make sure that all charts have been updated in for the members. So if you also want to get more and look at the scenarios that we analyze, just jump into the pairmarkets.com. I'm going to leave the link in the comment section. I'm going to leave the link in the comment section. Then you see what we do, what goes along in the trading room, where have a as we trade along. So let's quickly look at Euro USD. We are analyzing now with Euro USD. It's just a similar thing to what is happening on the DXY. So if you're expecting a strength in the dollar for the DXY, then be expecting that, okay, Euro USD and the DXY. And I think that Euro USD alone backs about 57% of the pairs that are used in calculating the DXY. So now in Euro USD, we are seeing this as a wave one. Last week, we did also analyze that, okay, we want to see this corrective move, then a breakout of it. So in even Euro USD, we are seeing a clear breakout now. So how do you trade it? Just as you go to the lower time frame, if this is the breakout that we are expecting, wait for its associated correction. Once we get this associated correction, it will give us a more confirmation that price wants to come down. So once we break this end of this wave B, then it gives us a confirmation that we are going with this scenario. Just like the alternative count that I did analyze with the DSY, once we get to the low of this particular side, there is a possibility that price can just be a form of a corrective move like this for us to also go down. So as we are tracking with the FIPS and other things, this is our primary count, but we are going to still keep track of this particular count so that we know that if price should break out from our FIP levels and this low and start giving us any corrective signs once we if we get to this level and price start giving us corrective signs, give us more confirmation that price is going to continue to the downside. But as it stands now, both our primary count and our alternative count, we anticipate a little fall from this particular one. Then we continue. If you look at the RSI too, it's giving us we're seeing that some form of divergence, though this is not a clear divergence because we did not break this particular top, but the structure that we are having now, the RSI also is having a break out of this structure like this. So we're anticipating a move to the downside for it to come to its lows. Then if we see something like this, then if we get a similar thing also here, then there's a highly likely possibility of a correction happening. Then the RSI will also continue as we do move downwards. So if you have any comments, those with us live now, I want to see those with us live now. So if you are watching it with us live right now, make a comment in the comment section, live #live. Then if you also do watch later the replay version, just comment replay. So I want to see those with us watching us live, so that I can know get to know the family and how we are doing this particular week to bag in the profits. So now we've looked at Euro USD. The alternative is what I also discussed. It's very similar, even if we don't even go to the chart. It's also similar like we did. So in the alternative is like a wave one, we display to this particular side, and watch also this particular trend line, which can also be a very nice support for a bounce. So as we are trading the primary count, also take note of these particular counts to manage the trades. So we have this fib level, we have this trend line, or at as levels as we trade along. So let's quickly jump into gold. There's a very nice structure, on gold, very nice structure on gold. And if you look at gold, okay, I can see Makanda from who is watching us live. Isaac is also watching us live. So we are going to very move fast. You keep your questions. I see your comments. I'm going to attend to them as quickly as possible. Seeing Barbie also asking of BTC and ETC. I'll try my best and at least attend to one or of them for you as we do the live. Craig is also watching us live from Ghana. So now, if you look at the gold, last week we did analyze this particular pair. It showed a nice pattern, which a very nice triangle pattern on gold. Very nice triangle pattern on gold. So if we look at, we have a wave one, wave two, a wave three. Then we anticipating this to be a triangle. So an A, B, C, D. We want to see price move to this particular level. Then if we get a bounce from this level for a wave E, then how we trade triangles, your wave D is going to be your entry level. Then your stop loss can be at the end of the wave C. But now the wave E is now forming. We've not gotten it. We've not known whether that is all of the triangle. So we will wait and see how price forms. So you don't be quick in jumping into it right now. Wait for the wave E because we don't have much room. The reason why I put the invalidation level at the wave A instead of the wave C now is like the triangle is all ongoing. This can be your A, wave B. This whole pattern can be your wave C before we have a D and E, but we are not yet there yet. So that's why I purposely put the invalidation level at the end of the wave E. But once the wave C is formed, then we are going to come to the invalidation level is going to come to the wave C because the wave E cannot surpass the end of the wave C. But as it stands now, we want to see how this triangle goes this particular week. And if we get a wave E, then bullish scenario for buying because we're anticipating a little strength in the dollar, but this particular structure is showing us a triangle pattern. That is not all that can happen, but we trade more of patterns because the chart moves more in patterns than whatever. So sometimes it's not like because DSY is doing this way, we analyze all the pressure, but still we make sure that the pattern supersedes. That's what. But so if one pattern invalidates itself, then we look at the next pattern that is forming, to give us a trade, because the purpose of the analysis is to get quality trades, not just for analysis purposes. So that is what we are looking also at on gold for us to get this particular scenario. So let's jump straight into USD. Let's jump straight into USD. Craig is also watching us live. So if you look at the USD Japanese yen, look, we analyze this particular pair, and it's moving as planned. It's moving as planned. If you look at last week's analysis, this we were right here. I think we were right at this particular side, because we talked about this leading diagonal. Then we talked about we getting a move to the upside for a breakout of this particular wave 2 from the lead diagonal's resistance. Then we are now having that particular move. So now what we are looking at to trade this week is to complete this wave A. Then if you are not in this trade, if you are not yet in the buy setup in this trade, then wait for this wave B correction. It's very important to not just buy at the top of the market, at the top of the trades, but wait and always get a correction. So if you are not yet in this trade yet, now the wave A is almost complete. So you wait for the correction for the wave B if you're not going to sell that particular one. I am not going to sell that one because I don't go for those short corrective moves. But I'm interested more in trading this particular wave C this week. This is the trader I'll be looking for this particular week. So I'm going to wait. So this is what we discussed last week, and price moved exactly like that. So wait for the wave A to finish, find the correction. Once the correction is done, then you start looking for an entry for wave C. I do see your questions. I'm going to attend to them. Leonardo is asking of he said, greetings from South Africa. Can you please do US 30 and NAS 100? Okay, I'll try and do justice to that for you. Even if I'm not able to do, because there are a lot of questions and a lot of prayers requested. So if you ask 2 prayers and I'm not even able to look at, or at least I will look at one for you. I have BTC pending. So if you are watching us live, that is the good thing in coming on the live stream, because though as I have some prayers I want to discuss, if you come live and you make a request, I try to adjust and make sure that I attend to you one way or the other. So let's quickly. So now if you look at USD coin, USD Japanese yen. So let me just take one of the questions. I think Barbie asked of BTC and ETC. We cannot analyze the two right now, but let's look at BTC, which that is the most traded of all the cryptos and the most requested of all. So if you look at BTC, last week we did not discuss BTC because we discussed it I think a week before, and so this is what we are looking at on BTC. On BTC, let me jump straight to the trade on the daily. If you look at BTC. Okay, I think on the daily we are still looking at an wave 4 for us to go up for a wave 5, which is ongoing, and we call this trade from the 24,500 that we are still going to go on an uptrend on March 14th, which is still happening. So if once we are having this particular one, let's look at what we are looking at this particular week on BTC. So now we've had a wave 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 1. So I'm anticipating an ABC for a wave 2. This can be the all of the wave 2, but it looks very small. It looks very small for me. So I'm looking more of price. As I said, this can be all the wave 2, but I'm not convinced of it being the wave 2, all of the wave 2. So we want to see an A, B, C. Well, I want to see one more drop on BTC. Then once we get the more drop, then that will be our wave 2. Then we will start looking for a more impulsive move for wave 3, a more impulsive move, because now crypto is turning more bullish, though it doesn't rule out the bearish scenario. But now looking at what is happening, there's the crypto is turning very bullish. Crypto is turning very bullish, and at the same time, there is a lot of potential on it. So if you want to get in, sometimes these are the times you start getting in a smaller. You start buying in small bits. If you are a long term trader on crypto, if you're an investor, or if you buy to hold, then whatever you just if you are buying to hold, even still understand technical analysis, you use it this particular way that you buy at the corrective at the end of the correction. It's not like you just jump in. So I am trading to buy to hold, but still I look at these corrections. I look at these corrections and make sure that once we come to as price discounts itself to get a little cheaper at the end of a correction, that is when I also add up to my investments in crypto. So though if you are not even day trading it, you can still use technical analysis to manage your trade very well. Just than maybe like you buying on top, you can buy it on top here, and still crypto can fall. It doesn't make much difference if you're going to hold it for years, or if you're going to hold it for a year or a month or other things. But it's good to really understand how to trade these things. And if you're a day trader too, no problem about that. You can still day trade crypto very well because it has a lot of volatility. But because of how high the volatility is, you have to be very good in your technical analysis if you are trading, day trading it, or if you are scalping it. So that is what we are looking for in crypto. Now we want to see price give us a wave B. Once we get a wave B, we want to see a fall for the wave C. Then we can continue for for this wave three that we are anticipating on crypto. This wave three, as it stands now, we want to see if we break this particular top, an expanding flat pattern can form, which is going to give us a very nice scenario for this wave C. Then once we look at the FIBs, we will start pulling up our FIBs and start looking where the market turning point is also going to happen. Okay, so I'm seeing so Barbie, I've done justice to BTC, and we will try and see if we can look at the other pairs also. So let's continue with the analysis on the majors. Then now let's quickly look at the pound USD. Last week, pound USD, we anticipated a break from a leading diagonal. We don't get that particular break. That is why let me use this to even explain a scenario for you. You know, I do usually talk about that when there is a move, we are anticipating a breakout. It is always important to look for a corrective move first, the correction first before you jump in. So as at last week, this is what we were looking at. So as I do share the charts that work out, let me also give you a clue of those that doesn't work out. Though the scenario have not really changed. Last week we were looking at this leading diagonal, but we are looking at this point of perspective, a leading diagonal from this perspective. Then we had this particular break. So we were anticipating that if we get a correction, then we are going to continue to the downside. But as I always say, the correction keep on pushing up. So once we are not getting a break of that particular correction, you don't just jump into the trade. And that is what happened on this pound USD. The correction kept on going higher. Then when it even got here, it broke the top of it. So it invalidates the whole idea of it even being a correction. So when it broke the top of it, the scenario has not really changed, but you have to still take time. So now it broke the top, then made another high. So now it became a wave five, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for this leading diagonal. Then now we are seeing this particular move of a breakout now. So the same scenario that we were looking at last week is presented itself again. Wait for the breakout to happen. As I always say, now the breakout is happening. We are not yet convinced. Once the breakout happens, that is not enough. We want to see something like this, a corrective move like this. Then we can start selling for this particular wave two, because this is a wave one for the leading diagonal. We want to see a wave two. It can be an ABC or any other pattern. So once we get that particular one, then so this week you can get this particular a nice sell setup on this as, because on DSY we want to see the dollar index strengthening for the short term. As it is strengthening, you can use it to trade the pound USD very well on this particular pair. So if you have any question on that, let's look at the USD Swiss. USD Swiss I did this tabulation of the price I do analyze based on the questions I do ask. I always post a question earlier that the price that you want me to analyze, you can comment, and most of the comments come in the form of the major price. That's why I specialized on that. Then I pick one or two or three of the most frequent asked questions. Either it's going to be a minor or not, a minor or not. So if not join our Telegram channel, you can join it now. You can just type t.me/pair markets slash pair markets, so you can join our Telegram channel also, so that you can take part in these questions. If you don't even see it on our Facebook groups, either the Forex and Crypto Legends or the Elliott Wave and SMS Trading Hub, these two groups, if you don't see it, and the easiest is also jumping into our Telegram channel. Then you can have access to these particular ones, this particular one. So in USD Swiss, last week we were looking at this particular move of seeing price. We're anticipating the wave B here. We had this particular move. It gave us a three-wave move, which was not very convincing. So we had one more drop. So we are still uh, having the same scenario that if the US dollar is going to strengthen this particular week, as the DXY is showing us, we want to see then a bearish move, a bullish move on the USD Swiss the low of this particular wave X, the low of this particular wave X. So once we get that particular move, then we want to see a move to the upside. A move to the upside. Once we start seeing the move to the upside, we are going to see a corrective move, then continue. But if we're able to break this particular channel, so now we can even get two channels, also one also from here. So if we break this particular first channel, then it gives us a confirmation that we want to go higher. Then the second one is to make sure that our price reacts towards this particular trend line, also. So that is what we are also looking at on the USD Swiss. If we quickly look at the Aussie USD, the Aussie USD. I think last week we discussed Kiwi. So this one I'm going to also look at the Aussie dollar. So this is what we are looking at in Aussie dollar. There is this particular scenario. We we are anticipating this particular move. So we have this ABC. So this can be a W. Then we can have an X and another ABC for a Y, another ABC for a Y. But this also can be the end of the wave two correction. But because we are anticipating a trend in the dollar, we are seeing there is a potential of price pushing the Aussie dollar also a little high. And this particular pattern also looks very more of a triangle. This particular pattern forming also look like a very nice triangle. So an A, B, C, D, E. Then we can come down. Should in case we don't even get a triangle, that is why the alternative scenario is this particular side we've marked. This can also be a leading diagonal, but our primary counter is for us to get a triangle and push Euro USD further down, push the Aussie USD down on this. So we are looking at this particular triangle, but sometimes we bring these things alternatives for the trade members, the legendary trade room members to understand these things and also have a very nice way of trading it. So if you also planning to join us, we are having a 50% promo. You can just visit our website and get all these promo as easily. If you go to supermarkets.com, to price and where you can see a lifetime or a monthly subscription, then this will be the time for you to get a very huge discount once we are having this promo. Once we are having this promo. So that is what is happening now. So as we've looked if we continue with Beb is also watching us from Dubai. if we continue with the pound, Japanese yen, I do analyze a lot of pairs. So sometimes when I come live, I at the same time I want to do justice to a lot of pairs, but there is a lot of pairs that I look at which we cannot discuss or in uh in one live stream. So this is what is happening. So now in the pound Japanese yen, we are looking at an impulsive wave for wave one. We've seen this impulsive wave that we are looking at a wave one. Let me make it a little. Okay, so we've seen a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave one. Wave one. Then we want to see this correction. So this correction is like a correction for a wave two. So I'm looking at it as a WXY. So we've had an ABC for a WSY. So now the wave Y is ongoing. So I want to see an ABC. Oh, I want to see an ABC for the wave Y. A wave A, a B, and a C for the wave Y. Then we see how price reacts towards this particular channel going for the wave one. So we want to see a correction, then a wave B correction. Once we get that particular correction for the wave B, then we will start looking at how to really get a nice buy setup for this particular wave C. So as price gets to this particular channel, the channel resistance, we are going to see how price bounce off from that particular end. So that is what we are looking at for the pound US, the pound Japanese yen. So I think I got also a lot of questions from for euro pound, euro pound. So once I analyze that, I'll look at one or two questions people also ask. Then we can bring the stream to an end because I don't want today's stream to be very long. So if you look at the euro pound is also forming a very nice scenario. We've had an ABC, and we are anticipating an ABC. So the wave A was a leading diagonal. We've had a wave B, so the wave C is ongoing. So we are seeing a wave 1, 2, 3. So we want to see more of the wave 2. We want to see the wave 2 as it is happening. So we want to see, we've had this impulsive move. This can be a corrective move for the wave 2 of wave 3. Then we will continue with this particular move that we've already drawn. So look at this corrective move. Once you get the corrective move, then you can buy from the breakout of the correction. You can buy the breakout from the correction. So that is what is happening on the pound Japanese yen. We want to see a correction for the current impulsive move that is happening. Okay, my friend is also connecting from Malaysia. You are welcome to the stream. You're welcome to the stream. And if you're also watching us from YouTube, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you are clicking on the notification bell to always get notified when I come live or when I drop any value video on for the week. And the ones I'm also not able to analyze, I still do post a lot of updates throughout the week. At least every day I do share a chat. So if you've not gotten your questions answered, let me quickly look at them. So let me look at one or two. I think I have some questions in. Okay, Leonardo also asked a question earlier on US 30 and as 100. So let me at least attend to one of it for you. Last week I did attend to all these two charts. So if we look at now in the indices front, now the indices are turning very bullish. If you look at NAS 100, I think that the Nasdaq sent most of the indices to the bearish scenario that we have, and it was the first to also pick up, even in the bullish scenario, because now the 50 and even the 200 moving average now crossed to the upside, signaling more of a bullish scenario. So now, if you look at, I'll see if I can quickly touch on even these two. So if you look at the USD, now we are very bullish on the US 30, as most of these pairs, as of these instruments are turning bullish. So So if you look at the US 30, we had a wave one. Now, once we had wave one, we get the confirmation of if this is the correction for the wave two. This is the correction for the wave two for an ABC for the wave two. Price started and giving us instead. So all that we are waiting for, as it keeps going up, wait for the corrective moves it gives you along the way. Then if you're not yet in the trade, you join the corrective moves to keep pushing this indices to the upside. The same with Nasdaq also, because now Nasdaq was the first to even start this bullish move, because it was also the first to send them to the bearish scenario. So if you look at Nasdaq and S&P 500, um, if you they are also having a very similar scenario. So in Nasdaq, we are even looking at a leading diagonal all this long. I've been sharing this scenario for long. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want to see Nasdaq push us a little higher to complete this leading diagonal for wave 5. This leading diagonal for wave 5. And once we get the leading diagonal, we want to see a corrective move to that. We want to see a corrective move to that. So as it stands now, we are not yet at the resistance of the trend line yet. The resistance of the trend line yet. So once we get that, we start looking at the move to the downside. So this is the two scenarios. So Leonardo, the question that you asked on US 30 and NAS 100, this is how I've quickly given you a scenario of the two. If you want to see more of our indices, we do analyze a lot of indices in that trade room also. So if you want to see more of it, you just jump into the trade. We look at S&P, we look at Nasdaq, we look at US 30, look at DAX 30, and most of the other pairs. So if you want more on our analysis on indices, you can just jump into the trade room, then get now trading opportunities as we share also in the trade room, because these are just analysis, but the trade opportunities are not made available for the public unless you join the legendary trade room. Okay, Mickey is also asking of Euro USD. Okay, Mickey, we've discussed Euro USD. So what you can do is that just wait. We are going to round up in some few minutes, a minute or two. Then you can watch the replay version in either our Facebook group or our YouTube channel. So you are going to get the analysis we did on Euro USD before you look at that. So guys, we've looked at US 30, we've looked at DAX 30, and we've looked at a whole lot of pairs. So I'm gonna, if there are no further questions, we'll be bringing a round of two live stream today. So if you are watching us for the first time, my name is Peter Pearl, and I'm from Pearl Markets. So you can join our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is Peter Pearl. Then if you have any other questions also to, but I will indulge you that if you really want to get value for money, then you jump straight into taking advantage of our promo of the legend trade. You just go to pearlmarkets.com. Then once you are there, it's going to bring you to this particular site, www.pearlmarkets.com. Then you can click on any of the give me the promo. It's going to take you to the pricing. You can get these huge discounts. 247 for a lifetime, 147 for an annual subscription, and 47 for the first month of the monthly. Then the subsequent month is going to be $77. So this is the time you can get in at a very cheaper price. I can see more people are joining the live stream, but we need to run up so that you can get time to watch the replay. So that will be all for now. If you have no other questions, then I'm wishing you all the best in the trading room. If you have any question, you can reach to me personally. You can DM me, and I'm going to attend to all of them. So my name is Peter Pearl, and may the markets be with us all.